Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to talk about trending bodies and how bodies are changing. Also, I just realized I filmed a couple of videos today, and in like two of the videos I wore a green t-shirt, and I said I'll change my top to do this one because it's the same makeup, but I have a different top on, and I just realized it's practically the same color. So I've got a cup of tea for this one. So yeah, I recorded a couple of like dark videos today, so I wanted to like add in the mix some light-hearted kind of ones. And although this isn't like too light-hearted, I still feel like it's slightly more light-hearted than what I've already done. So trending bodies, what I mean by is how bodies keep changing and how you'll never be the beauty standard. I talk about like the beauty standard, and you think of like Paris Hilton from the early 2000s. She's kept her figure all along, so I feel like the last 10 years she hasn't been on trend, but now she's kind of coming back in the trend. Well, skinny girls were always on trend, I guess, but it's just more about how the Kardashians are changing their body. And I'm also going to touch on something I read recently about Selena Gomez and Beyonce talking about their fighting against diet culture. So we're gonna get into that. So what makes me so sad is that Kim Kardashian, when she stepped onto the scene, her, Khloe, and well, Kourtney was like a bit smaller, but I think her and Khloe, they were always not bigger, but bigger girls. They were more curvier, and I feel like they helped women of all shapes and sizes to feel their most beautiful because they had a bit more curves and they weren't heroin chic. And I guess at the time when Kim was hanging around with the likes of Paris Hilton, she must have felt, or she kind of, not sound bad, she looked bigger because of how small that they were, but I feel like they really helped encourage people's bodies, and the fact that they didn't care that they weren't the skinniest in the room really helped. And it's sad that they've kind of gone back on their way. And everyone loved Khloe for being such like a bad bitch and not giving a shit about her body, but in a good way, like making women feel empowered. See how their bodies have changed in the last couple of months, and I will put some photos up on the screen of bodies and how they have changed, because it's just it's strange and it's really weird, and I feel like it's a topic that needs to be talked about. So why is she changing her body? So when I've been researching this about like Kim changing her body, so having a big booty and big hips is typically in the Black community is something that is like makes you affluential, it makes you beautiful, it makes you sexy. And so Kim, a lot of people talked about how when she wanted to be with Kanye, it was very much about having a bigger butt and a bigger hips and a bigger, you know, bigger and better for a Black man. And I don't want to talk about this too much because I feel like it's not my place to talk about, and I'm afraid of saying the wrong word really. The second reason that she's changed her body is to keep people talking. So when I was doing my research again, it talked about just how the more she changes her body, the more she's going to be talked about, the more she's talked about, the more money she's going to make. That's how it works. And then the third reason, a lot about her being fat shamed for being pregnant. So what does she have? 4 kids. I think she gave birth to 2 and then had 2 surrogates. So I feel like she got too much slack for giving like putting on weight, which I feel like is disgusting. And I'll add some of them photos in too. So it's crazy to me that she would change her body to be so small after spending what, like 10 years being celebrated for having like the sexiest body in the world. Beautiful breasts, small waist, big ass, and, you know, nice slim thighs. And although she's gone through different stages of being hated on for her body, being accused of certain things, I think all in all she was mostly celebrated for her body and how she made her fortune. So it's crazy to me how much she would want to change her body. She's gained fame after the 90s, so after the real skinny peak. So I feel like she came in and was like an empowering women and, you know, trying to change it without even realizing that she was doing that. That is the reason that we all fell in love with her for probably like the first. I thought with Kanye because she became more of a celebrity, not just a reality star. I think that kind of changed everyone's opinion on her as a person. In all honesty, what she does with her body is none of my business, none of your business, none of anyone's business. But what I think is really infuriating is that she doesn't admit to it. And what annoys me so much is that influencers that get shit done to their bodies, like Michaela, she'll come out and say all the things she's had done to her body and be completely honest about it. You have big celebrities on such a bigger platform. They won't just come out and say that they've got their breasts done, they've got lipo. It would just make everyone feel so much better. I think that's what affects me. So when she said she lost 16 pounds in 3 weeks to fit into the Marilyn Monroe dress, I feel like that was a bit of a lie. that she's losing it naturally, I think is a lie. It's very, yeah, you could lose that much weight, and with her resources you probably could do it naturally, but let's be real, her whole physiologically of her body has completely changed. That just does not happen natural, no matter how many times you show on Instagram that you're at the gym. And I feel like this final stage has really tipped me over the edge, and Chloe's more done it for me than Kim, because I feel like Kim's always changing because she has to stay relevant. But I feel like there was episodes in Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Kendall and Kylie asked Kim about Chloe, how she was doing, you know, is she okay, because she looks too skinny, and she looked happy that they thought she was too skinny. It's kind of just tipped me over the edge. But I think if they keep going any further, it's going to affect the next generation of people, which I think my generation of going to school, it was skinny, and then it came to being bigger, and now it's affecting again. But I am going to do a video on how I think they're kind of, the Kardashians are kind of getting forgotten about in certain ways, and they're doing it to themselves. But also it just got to the point where they're unrelatable. They're just far too unrelatable. People can't relate to them anymore. They don't even pretend to be relatable. Like doing vlogs and stuff like Kylie and Kim doing TikToks with North, it's just not relatable anymore. And it can be something to aspire to, but I don't know if it's something I aspire to be anymore. And I think more talking about it and thinking about it and realizing that I can appreciate her up until this point, because this whole body thing has just tipped over the edge for me. And I think the rumors of them being on diabetic drugs, rumors of them getting not a gastric bypass, but like part of one, is really hard. I think just the amount of people that probably undergo surgery or go on tablets to achieve their new body is crazy. But then on the opposite side of it, I have seen a lot of people talk about, and like Beyonce, the fact that them two have come out talking about the fact that they do not want to go be super skinny. They are looking like more like a real woman. And I feel like there will be a lot of celebrities that will possibly want to fight against this, because I think Selena Gomez doesn't want to go back to being like super skinny and ill, because she knows how unhealthy it is. I think Beyonce doesn't want to do it. She's lived it, she's done it, she has her kids, she's trying to, you know, be a grown-ass woman. And I just feel like so many of these celebrities are going to fight against it. Yeah, that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I can go into more detail on some of the topics that I've talked about, but I don't think they really need to be honest. I feel like I just want to mention it and put it out there, just so everyone in the world can realize that they don't need to be a size 2, that if you have some curves and you have some fat in your body, it's okay. And I think my periods due in a couple of days always makes me go crazy about my body and my image. So I think that's why I really feel like I need to do this video, because it's kind of making me feel a little bit better about myself. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you again.